everybody, welcome to the channel. I just got back from Miata reunion last night, and now that I have access to my good computer, I'm starting to get into some of the other content that I wanted to post while I was at the Miata reunion. And one of the things I was really fascinated with while I was there was the sheer number of custom license plates on Miatas that I found in the parking lot while I was at the event. So while I was there on Saturday afternoon, I spent part of the day just going around and collecting pictures of as many license plates as I could possibly find. The first group of plates I've assembled are those that refer to the car itself. Like, for example, this one, Miata. And the next one, a 94 MX-5, just says, yeah, that's what it is. For example, 97 NA. MX-5 Mark 1. MX-5 2001 looks like a British racing green car here. MX-501. 02 MX-5. MX-5 RF. MX-5 RF GT. MX-5 GTR. That's a really cool looking M, by the way. And of course, MX-5 SOL. I'm not sure the exact meaning of this. I know that the owner of this car watched the car show video, so maybe he'll chime in and let us know the meaning of his plate. And then we have ones that refer to the color, like Soul Red. And this is a 10th anniversary edition, so we have 10AE. The next one, our 95M, belongs to one of the members of my club from our Spokane chapter. And it's a really pretty M, but yeah, so it just says that's their 95M. And this one is MSM number 1042. So it's his build number. And we also have MMV MSN, which I don't know what the MMV stands for, but maybe he'll chime in also. And of course we have 25AE on a 25th anniversary edition. This is one of 100 that were made, and surprisingly enough there were 3 of these at this event. It's kind of amazing to see that many in the same place. Of course my own Miata kind of falls in this category. Even though it wasn't wearing the custom plate, I haven't received it yet, but it has been approved. And just to show you that it does actually have a custom plate, this is my current registration. MYACHTA is my plate, Miata. And I haven't received the plate yet because everything's backlogged here in Washington. But I actually use this registration right now. The thing for me that takes the plate to the next level is that I got it on the U.S. Navy background. And I thought having Miata on a Navy background would be a funny combination for a plate on an NC. And before any of you start going off about stolen valor because I got a U.S. Navy plate on my car, here's a picture of me the day that I got promoted to second class petty officer when I was 25 years old. The next group of plates are those that refer to the old Mazda Zoom Zoom commercial that came out about 2000. If you've been living under a rock and you haven't seen it, here's a little clip. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. So just to start off, our first one is Zoom 2. Okay, Zoom, zoom. Then we have Double Zoom, which is basically means the same thing. And the next one I assume means Zoom 42, or maybe it means 42, the ultimate answer to the universe. But who knows? Okay, and of course, then we got CA Zoom, which I'm assuming is California Zoom. Dua Zoom, also on a California plate. IB Zoomin. I love the stickers on the back of this, especially the one that says, "My driving scares me too." I need that sticker on my car. Love to Zoom. And we also have another yellow NB with Yellow Zoom. And then number 2 of the 3 25th anniversaries with Zoom 25. Zoom Wee, which I assume that's what they say when they're zooming. And then the last one, Zoom Bee. I like that one. That's pretty good. The next group of plates deal with names, like either the name of the car or the name of the person. I'm not really sure which these are, but I just kind of grouped them together because I think they kind of belong like that. The first one is Misty, which is on the 2011 special edition. That's the counterpart to mine. I talked about this one in the car show video. The next one is Harlow. This is the one that I talked about that has all the purple trim on it. It's a really, really different looking Miata. And they really went crazy with the purple. I found this one in the parking lot at the hotel, which is Maria, and I don't know if that's the name of the car or the person. This one I'm assuming is Bateman. I don't know if it's Bateman like Jason Bateman or if it was supposed to be Batman or something like that, but it's on an orange car, so I don't know. We'll have to let that person answer that question. The next one is LZ Penny, which I assume is a play on JC Penny. Maybe it's not. Might have some other meaning. But it's a really nice looking NA that I followed around in the parade lap. And of course, we have Ghosty that belongs to Jordan from Flywheel Films. I actually got to meet him at the event. That was pretty cool. And I asked the owner of this one, Poppy for Us, what it meant. And he told me on camera. And I got back to the hotel and realized that I had no audio on any of my video for that day. So it's been lost. I have no idea. Maybe he'll pop in and tell us. I assume the owner of the next car is a fan of anime, just judging by what I see. And I'm going to say this the way I think it is, which would be Potoro, like Totoro from the Studio Ghibli movies. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think it is. And I found this one in the hotel parking lot, Sazabi, which I don't know if that's the name of the car or person or what that means, but I thought it belonged with this group. And then last, the one with the plate that said Tasty. And I'm not sure, again, if that's the name of the car or that's just describing it or what. So I grouped it in with this one. The next group of plates are a bunch of head scratchers, and a lot of people couldn't figure these out. I figured out a couple of them, but most of them I have no idea what they mean. So if this is your plate, go ahead and post in the comments down there and let us know what it means. So let's get into the first one here. So I did figure this one out. You might want to pause the video and think about it. But the answer is kindergarten teacher. I have no idea what this one means. If I say I don't know what this is and you know what it is, post in the comments below and let me know. I'm definitely curious. And this is another one I looked at and I just could not figure out what it is. So, yeah. And this one is XMA Glen or XMAL Glen. I don't know. XMAGlen. I don't know what that means. So, again, that's a head scratcher. GNAOTK. No idea. Ardo spray, Redo spray, Redo spray. Right, I don't know. And I assume this one is Phoenix, but I'm not sure why the spelling, but somebody can tell me maybe. And this one here, I could figure out what it says. It says lie down, but I'm not sure if I get why it says lie down. So if this is your car or you know what it is, maybe you can explain it to me. So I'm clueless. So now we get into the ones that are a little more fun. These are ones that are funny or they're making fun of the car or something like that. And I'm going to start on this ND right here with this beautiful wrap. I love this. Small and slow. That's a good one. And our next one, ton of fun. That was a car I saw around quite a bit. Speedy AE for a 30th anniversary. It's kind of nice. This is another one I couldn't figure out. It's like fun for S plus L, which I'm guessing is the initials of the owners possibly, but I didn't actually get to talk to them, so I have no idea. Maybe somebody can confirm that for me. Of course, Nimble. That's a good plate for a Miata. Yeah, I like that one. 99 Drivin'. So I'm going to pause a second because there's a story about this car. I talked to the owner of this car at the event, and she drove this car from California all the way to Alaska. There's like a whole story that goes with it, and she had a card on the hood of her car that told the whole tale of it. So yeah, it was a pretty cool story, and if you ever run into the owner of this car, I definitely recommend that you ask her about it. And of course, then we have small NA with the silly spelling of small. I like that one. Red Rocket, I found this one in the parking lot at the hotel. Aero Please, which is on one of the race cars that I saw there, and it had a big giant wing on the back of it. Double Map, which I'm not entirely sure what it means. I figured it had something to do with a tune or something like that. But again, if this is your car or you know, go ahead and post up. Go-Kart, of course. Like that one. Very fitting for a Miata. And I had to include a video on this one. The license plate is Racer Boy, but the reason why I had to include video is so you can see the number on his car. The number of his car is 666. So if you see this car, watch out for it. The next group of videos are all things that are like funny, they're plays on words, things along that line. I thought they all went together. And I have a couple of honorable mentions I'm going to throw in here. And then I'm going to count down my top 5 favorite ones that I found in the whole event. And I think these are all really fantastic plates. So let's get into the fun ones first, and then we'll hit the top 5. So to start, we have Bumby 1 on this NB here. And to go along with that, there was an ND that had Killer B as this license plate. This one here belongs to a guy named Andre, who's part of my club. And it has the UWW on it, but the license plate is Answer. You know, Miata being the answer, of course. I heart no top. I really love this one. I thought that was a pretty good one. Whip It Good. I like that one. And I was told by another person at the event that this guy raises Whippet dogs, and that's why he has that on his plate. I didn't get this one right away, and I think it took a while for some people to figure it out, but it's Carpe ND. C's the ND. Seeing smoke. Hopefully coming from your tires and not your exhaust. Back Roads. I like that one. That's a pretty good one, too. YOLO, baby. Guess this person likes taking chances. Close Quarter, which is something that you need to get used to if you're driving a Miata, or you're riding in one for that matter. And this one, I had to include a picture of the car from the other side. The license plate is Angry. And this is that Gambler 500 Miata that I talked about in my car show video. It's one of the more interesting Miatas I've seen, and the interior on it is kind of nuts. The next one I have is Barbecue Tofu, which I assume that this is someone who's a vegetarian. Great Tail is what I think this is, and yeah, that's a pretty big wing on that tail. Pop Up Down, yep, that's your pop up and down headlights. I like this one too. Down Low Too Slow. Yeah. And then I have to throw in a couple of honorable mentions here. One of them isn't a license plate. It's the stripe that this guy had on his NB that says Mazda on it. And I know I've seen this on another car. I don't know if it's the same car, but there was a guy in Washington that had a similar car that had that stripe on it that said Mazda on it. So maybe that's the same guy. Who knows? And I have to make this an honorable mention because it's on an RX-8. But I thought this was really good. It was an RX-8 race car with 8-track as the license plate. That's perfect. And now it's time to announce my top 5 plates for the weekend. And one thing I'll throw out here too is this is not all of the plates that were at the event. These are just the ones I was able to get pictures of. There were way more than this, and I thought that some of these ones here were the best ones. So without further ado, let's get into our top 5. So coming in at number 5 is Yo Down Here. Anybody who's driven a Miata for any length of time knows that Miatas can be kind of invisible to big trucks and SUVs and things like that. So this is definitely a good Miata plate. Coming in with the number 4 is this orange NA with Pirate Life. And I love that he's flying the skull and crossbones on his antenna. That's awesome. Coming in at number 3, if you've ever watched Donut Media, you know that there's a line that they say all the time. Mo power, baby. But this is no power, baby. That's a good one. I like that one. And I have to say, it was really tough for me to decide between 1 and 2. I went back and forth and back and forth. I love both of them. If I could end it in a tie, I would do it that way. But I thought that the one that I picked for number 1 just had a little bit extra to add to it that made it better. But coming in at number 2, NC Hammer. You can't touch this. And coming in at number 1, Zero Mods. And by itself, that isn't a really crazy license plate. But I had to do this one as a video because you have to see the plate that says Zero Mods and it says Well I Tried underneath it. And then if you zoom out, you can see this car definitely has more than 0 mods on it. It's really, really modded. So congratulations, Mr. Zero Mods. You are the winner of the contest. So that's all for my video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.